Welcome back, everyone, for some more Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. And we are going to continue on here with this first case, which involves Phoenix Wright. He is the defendant. He is accused of murdering fellow IVU student Doug Swallow. But now we're going to be listening to Dahlia Hawthorne's testimony here in this episode and the next episode, which I should say the next episode is going to be the final one in this first case. I hope you guys looking forward to that one and this one. But more importantly, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. So without further ado, we're not going to waste any more time. We are going to listen to Dahlia Hawthorne's testimony. April 11th, 12:13 p.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Excuse me. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. What? I love it. I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to you. I was waiting for that. I knew this line was at some point in this case. I wasn't quite sure well, but here it is. Of course, it's a reference to a song by Khalees, in case you guys didn't already know that, but... yeah. Mia is not amused by... she is not amused by this.
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just knew it.
Yes, yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Apparently there's some history going on with Mia and Dahlia that we don't know about quite yet. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. With this testimony, what I witnessed.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I can recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. Well, what do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. We're gonna go ahead and save. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Faye, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Faye.
Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Okay, cross-examination. Okay, she had been planning to go back to his place. They were talking behind the building. Okay, I'm kind of curious about this. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes!
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never!
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... But please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
It's like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either.
Okay, let's go ahead and save this. Okay.
Objection!
You say you didn't hear anything unusual, is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Oh, well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
May I have a moment to answer?
But by all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Her headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his friend to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, and I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. Well, she mentioned thunder, but there was also lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. Well, what do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? The expression on her face, though. This entire case is built around the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But the very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not the... I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. But evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in the labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment was on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely, they lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m. which fits with the time of death listed in an autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Students' testimony added to the court record the old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4/9 at 2:55 p.m. However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it had been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye? We're gonna go ahead and save. Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor. I don't even know how this looking. I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? What about this? Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that... The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in with Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. Well, what's that supposed to mean? Take a quick look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the fire pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court! The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. But it's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What the?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's alright. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. With this testimony, what I witnessed her to.
The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just had to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Go ahead and save. Cross-examination, what I witnessed part 2. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know, I'm so sorry, I wanted to protect Feeny.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury. Oh, come on. It was just a little old white guy. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Ho ho ho. Judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Okay, first time was an electrical pole. The Dougie tried his best to run away, but Feeny caught up to him. Cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. Okay. There's actually two things I could present here. I could either present the student's testimony, or I could present crime photo number 2. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and present crime photo number 2. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine! That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court. What is it all about? This is nonsense, the real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Hey there, Dark Demo. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? Oh, I know. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. What's that at the window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer? Yes, we are. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who was the real killer? Well, it's none other than the person at the witness stand right now, Dahlia Hawthorne. Could have only been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Ah! can you?
The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of electrocution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order, Miss Fay. Well, what? I mean, why, that is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything.
Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge here. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. You? What is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Ah! Leave my Dolly alone! Achoo! That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found a police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Police report added to the court record a report on the incident 8 months ago. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You'd better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Now, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I
interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Go right ahead.
Madam Fay, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for my poor little me to bear.
Oh, I believe the girl was trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Very well, then. The court grants the defense's request. And with that, I am actually going to stop it here. The next time I see you guys, we are going to be finishing this case. And we're going to find out once and for all what really happened to Doug Swallow. And we're slowly uncovering a little bit about this weird thing that's going on with Mia Fey and Dahlia Hawthorne. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. And I'll be seeing you guys again next time.